Can you feel it? The hype's power! Because we finally got a Nintendo Direct! What is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy HMK once again. And no, it is not a drill. There's no longer rumors or speculation or leak or anything. Yes, we're getting a big Nintendo Direct tomorrow, the 13th of September. It's going to be 40 minutes long. It's going to be packed to the brim with awesome news and updates. And it's going to be starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you guys already know that we're going to go live an hour beforehand, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Twitch. So be sure to be there for that. But now we got to get the predictions up because it's happening tomorrow. Now, here's a very interesting thing about the predicament that we're in when it comes to Nintendo news, Nintendo Directs, and what we can speculate. Because we're currently in like the dark period. You know what? Nintendo always has like this weird dark period in which when they have a Direct coming in, it's like, what can we expect aside from a couple of things? There's going to be mostly surprises, I feel, when it comes to this upcoming Direct tomorrow, because Splatoon 3 is already out, Xenoblade 3 is already out, Bayonetta 3 is coming out at the end of the year, and then I don't think we're going to see Pokemon in tomorrow's Direct because Pokemon's been doing their own thing, and the Pokemon company always does that, so I mean, it's not no big of a deal. I mean, like, they might show something really small, but if they show Pokemon, cool, and that's coming out in November or whatnot. Now, of course, there is a huge thing that, you know, Zelda fans be wanting to talk about and stuff, but I'm going to leave that for the end of the video because just like what could be at the end of the video could be at the end of the Direct, because if they're going to be talking about Zelda, that's like the big heavy hitter at the very end, you know, that's the last thing. That's the last thing. But let's go through some things I feel we could definitely see at the Nintendo Direct. Bayonetta 3, like I've said it before, Bayonetta 3 is coming out towards the end of the year, and then they could finally get like a final push trailer or whatnot. We saw some pretty beefy stuff in the last trailer, so I mean, we got a good idea of the core identity of Bayonetta. They could do like a bit of a breakdown on how the gameplay runs or whatever, and then they could like, hey guys, remember, buy Bayonetta 1 and 2 currently on the Nintendo Switch right now to get you guys ready for Bayonetta 3 and whatnot, and maybe show off more gameplay features in terms of, you know, fleshing out the other characters, because I'm pretty sure we have a good idea of what Bayonetta herself can do. Maybe talk about the Bayonetta variants and how they're going to be different with each, you know, type of gameplay or whatnot. So Bayonetta 3 definitely going to be there, I feel like, 100%. But then another thing we just literally talked about, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. What? The game is already out. I understand that. But Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is getting some beefy DLC. Now, if you're not a believer in Xenoblade DLC, Xenoblade 2's DLC was gigantic. And yes, Torna counts as DLC. I mean, you can buy it on its own, but if you bought the season pass, you get Torna for like a fraction of the price if you were to buy it by itself or whatever. So Torna is part of the DLC. I'm not expecting to see the big, massive last DLC for Xenoblade 3 because that's coming out at the end of next year. But talk about Wave 2, the new hero. I want to see what's that's about, because if you guys haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles 3 yet, grab it. Something super, super special. Now, when it comes to DLC, or I should say the longevity of a certain game, Splatoon 3 just came out, and within 3 days, only in Japan, they sold more than 3 million units. That is the fastest selling game in Japan. Like, it just blew Animal Crossing New Horizons out of the water. And that was during the pandemic. So Splatoon 3, when people were like, man, Splatoon 3, who's out here playing Splatoon? That shit is all over the place in Japan. All right, so be aware. Now, considering Splatoon 3 just came out, I don't think they're going to talk about the big expansion, like the big DLC expansion. Maybe talk about a bit of like the initial first steps of the roadmap on how we can expect, you know, the longevity to go with Splatoon 3. I mean, they talked about it a little bit before the game came out, but like flesh it out a little bit. And I hope you guys are having a great time with the game. The game is quite spicy and whatnot, especially the story mode. Now, other things to come. Sora's Amiibo. Nintendo, Disney, people will be like, Sora's not going to get an Amiibo because Disney. I'm like, listen, Disney said it themselves that they were like, hey, here, have Sora. Go ahead, put it in Smash. Put him in Smash. Put him in Smash. And we've had other Amiibos that have the copyright of other things, like the Banjo Amiibo over there has Rare on the bottom and Microsoft. And the Joker Amiibo has Atlas on the bottom. So I mean, like, get the Sora Amiibo, put Disney on the bottom. It's no big deal. They know it'll sell. Win-win for Nintendo, win-win for Disney. So talk about the Sora Amiibo. That'll be really interesting. It's like, hey guys, you guys were expecting one more Smash Amiibo? Sora! And then it's a 4-pack. And maybe this is copium. This is hella copium. Kingdom Hearts native ports. Kingdom Hearts native ports. Please. We'll have to wait and see if they're going to do anything like that. But when it comes to other games coming to the Switch from other developers that we can see there, definitely I feel like they're going to flesh out a little bit of Persona 5 Royal or the Persona games coming to Nintendo Switch. Maybe talk about some exclusive features. Nier Automata coming to the Switch. That's a big deal. I'm really looking forward to that. And of course, I feel like a good chunk, a good segment is going to be belonging to Sonic Frontiers. And can I say, have you guys listened to the opening and ending theme for Sonic Frontiers? More and more I see this game, the more excited I am for a Sonic game in years. I've got high hopes. I've got high in the sky apple pie, high in the high apple pie in the sky hopes. Whatever, man. I'm really looking forward to the game, and I feel that they're going to talk about Sonic Frontiers for a little bit, you know, maybe have some Switch exclusive features, maybe not, but I mean, still talk about it, a good segment, and that's going to be a good bet. Remember, guys, this is 40 minutes. Other than this stuff, I feel like everything I'm going to talk about in this video is not going to crack like 20 minutes of stuff. It's insane. Like, this is crazy, right? So, talking about those. Now, here's when we get into the really wild stuff. Possibly the next Mario teaser. I mean, we haven't had like a big core Mario game in a minute. You know, we had Odyssey in 2017. We had Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. We haven't had like the next core Mario game. I'd be down for like, you know, new Super Mario Bros. Switch or Mario Odyssey 2 or something building on top of Bowser's Fury's, you know, gameplay idea and identity and whatnot. So that'd be cool. And then something to, you know, couple with it is maybe show off finally the trailer to the Super Mario movie. That'll be interesting, you know, because we kind of still don't, we have no idea about the art style, how the voices are going to work. I mean, we know who's voicing the characters, but I want to go off of something, right? So maybe that. Now, there's been rumors, speculation, and leaks about these next two games, and I feel that maybe we can see some of that. Also, I forgot to say when it came to Nier Automata, Sonic, Persona, Crisis Core Reunion. That would be cool to see. I mean, it's coming out this winter. The other thing I want to say is FZero. Now, apparently there's been little like whispers about FZero coming back, you know, and the main basis from what I've been seeing with the whispers is that FZero GX remastered, which will be really cool. Like FZero, it'll be cool if it was like FZero AX. Now, if you guys don't know what AX is, it's like the, you know, what do you call it? The arcade, the A and X, the arcade version of GX that had some different features and blah, 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 blah. And then AX is actually on the GameCube disc of GX. They found out like years later. So that'd be cool if they were to like bring in like actually FZero AX or FZero, a new FZero game, you know, for the Switch. I would scream. Now, speaking of, you know, space type of video games or whatnot, Metroid Prime 4, please, sir, just a crumb. I like some more of Metroid Prime 4. Just something, just a little smidge. Like, I just really want to know what's going on with this game. So, Metroid Prime 4, and then a good way to spin off of that is Metroid Prime Remastered, like Metroid Prime Trilogy Remastered. Please, like, this is the one thing I really hope they don't do. Like, Metroid Prime Trilogy is already, like, a thing on the Wii, and you can play on the Wii U, whatever. Like, remaster the package. Don't just remaster one, sell it individually, and then like, oh, well, remaster 2, remaster 3. Because one, that won't bode well with in terms of like, you know, money and, you know, just ruling off people's insatious need for Metroid. And then that also gives us a type of pseudo roadmap where it's like, damn, all right, we only got Metroid Prime 1. They're probably going to give us Metroid Prime 2 next year. And then Metroid Prime 3 the year after that. And then Metroid Prime 4. Package. Now, speaking of packages, the final segment of the Nintendo Direct. Zelda. Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD for the Switch. Bundled together, 60 frames per second, Amiibo support, please, Lord. Like, I've been waiting for these games for the longest, and then like it'll complete my need for getting Wii U stuff for the Switch. But what about Xenoblade Chronicles X? I'm like, listen, I have Xenoblade Chronicles 3. If they ever decide to put X on the Switch, X wouldn't have to be X, Extreme, X2, or whatever. Anyways, Twilight Princess HD, Wind Waker HD. A lot of people are really, really, you know, hopeful at this idea. And Jeff Grubb, who's been like, you know, the one who's been leading the way for this Nintendo Direct, which is now confirmed for tomorrow, has been saying that, like, yeah, those two games come on the Switch. Individually, nah. Packaged together, $60, $30 a pop. Come on, Nintendo. Don't repeat the Skyward Sword thing, all right? Because that, I feel that will be the best bet, right? And then finally, ending off the Direct with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Give us an actual name. Give us an actual release date or more of a concise release window. All we know is spring 2023. People are saying it might be delayed if they're going to put out Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. And I'll be like, ooh. And if they delay the summer, fine. But spring, it's supposed to come out in spring, according to y'all. Please give us a trailer. Give us an identity, voice work, Ganondorf talking, or anything like that. More gameplay, and then like show us what sets it apart from the previous game in terms of big gameplay features. Because in the delay announcement, our Numos are like, oh, we're going to bring in so much more to explore, so much more gameplay features to tackle the world that you already know from Breath of the Wild 1. So much more. I'm like, okay, let's see. Like, I want to see what is that so much more, right? So Breath of the Wild 2, actual name, release date, and if everything's going well for spring of 2023, let's start the hype road for Breath of the Wild 2, right? You give us a name, you give us a trailer, the identity is right, like jam-packed into our minds, and then as time goes on, release a picture or two on Nintendo social media, and then the next trailer after this trailer over at the Game Awards. And then, like, if they don't release a release date tomorrow, release date at the Game Awards in order to go into spring. I mean, that's kind of like what they did with, not with the Game Awards, but that's kind of what they did with Breath of the Wild 1, where, like, in winter, they're like, hey, it's releasing March, right? So, release date at the Game Awards, but big, beefy trailer, identity tomorrow. It's going to go down, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to go down. I feel it. It's going to be a thing, all right? You got to believe. You got to believe. You got to believe. 40 minutes, all right? So let me know what you think about these predictions and what do you aim to see tomorrow at Nintendo's Direct. Remember, we're going to go live 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be good. It's going to be grand. Nintendo's going to save us from Evo. So until the next video, until tomorrow, I hope you guys are ready to take it up to 11, or I should say 13. This has been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.